Hello, Nerd Society. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of heroes and the stories that make them legendary. Today, we're focusing on one of DC Comics' most intriguing archetypes, the Vigilantes. These are the characters who operate in the shadows, walking the fine line between justice and vengeance, often bending the rules to make sure the bad guys don't get away. If you're as excited as we are to explore the top 10 greatest vigilantes in DC Comics, make sure to give this video a like, leave a comment letting us know your favorite vigilante, and subscribe to the channel for more epic content. Let's get started. Rorschach, one of the standout characters from Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' Watchmen series, 1986, is a complex and uncompromising vigilante. Born Walter Kovacs, he endured a traumatic childhood filled with abuse and neglect, which shaped his grim worldview. Donning a trench coat and a constantly shifting inkblot mask inspired by the Rorschach test, he patrols the streets with a black and white moral code, seeing the world in absolutes. Right and wrong, justice and corruption. Unlike traditional heroes, Rorschach lacks superpowers but compensates with sharp investigative skills, brutal combat techniques, and an unyielding determination to expose the truth. The Question, also known as Vic Sage, is one of DC Comics' most enigmatic and thought-provoking heroes. Originally created by Steve Ditko for Charlton Comics, the character was later brought into the DC Universe, where he became a fan favorite. By day, Vic Sage is a hard-hitting investigative reporter, uncovering corruption and crime that others fear to touch. By night, he dons his faceless mask and takes on the identity of the Question, using his razor-sharp intellect and martial arts prowess to pursue justice when the law falls short. His faceless visage, achieved through a special mask and chemical application, not only hides his identity, but also adds to his mysterious and intimidating presence. Ragman, also known as Rory Reagan, is a unique vigilante in the DC Comics universe with a supernatural edge. Hailing from Gotham City, Rory was originally a pawnshop owner who inherited the mystical suit of souls after his father's tragic death. This ancient garment is no ordinary outfit. It's composed of rags imbued with the souls of evildoers who have been absorbed as punishment for their misdeeds. These condemned souls grant Ragman enhanced strength, agility, and other abilities, making him a formidable force against the dark underbelly of crime and corruption. Rory wields this power responsibly, driven by a desire to honor his father and protect the innocent. Huntress, or Helena Bertinelli, is one of Gotham City's most complex vigilantes, defined by a tragic past and a relentless pursuit of vengeance. Born into a powerful mafia family, Helena's life was shattered when her parents were brutally murdered by rival criminals. Consumed by rage and a desire for retribution, she took on the identity of the Huntress and began a one-woman war against the mob, using brutal tactics to eliminate those responsible for her family's downfall. Her violent approach to justice often blurred the line between hero and villain, as her quest for revenge led her to operate outside the boundaries of conventional morality. Over time, Helena's journey evolved, and she eventually joined the Birds of Prey, aligning herself with other heroes like Batgirl and Black Canary. Vigilante, originally known as Greg Saunders, is a classic DC Comics character who first emerged during the Great Depression. A skilled marksman and detective, Greg Saunders was raised by his father, a police officer, who trained him in various combat and investigative techniques from a young age. Using his talents, Greg became a well-known vigilante, fighting crime in the form of bank robbers, mobsters, and other criminals who plagued the American society of his time. His no-nonsense approach to justice and expert shooting skills made him a respected figure, despite the ongoing struggle against corruption and the lawlessness of his era. The title of Vigilante has since been passed down to multiple characters, with each one carrying the mantle of this crime-fighting persona. Kate Spencer, also known as Manhunter, is a unique and determined vigilante in the DC Comics universe. Formerly a successful attorney and former district attorney, Catherine Spencer became disillusioned with the failures and corruption of the legal system, feeling that justice was often out of reach for those who needed it most. Driven by her frustration and a desire to make a real difference, she took on the mantle of Manhunter, an identity previously held by other characters, including the original Huntress. As Manhunter, Spencer uses her legal knowledge and combat skills to take the law into her own hands, targeting criminals who have slipped through the cracks of the system. Throughout her journey, Kate Spencer has often worked alongside other heroes, particularly the Birds of Prey and Oracle, Barbara Gordon, forming strong alliances in her quest for justice. Nightwing, formerly known as the First Robin, is one of the most beloved and enduring characters in DC Comics. Dick Grayson began his journey as Batman's sidekick after the tragic loss of his parents, who were circus acrobats. Under Bruce Wayne's mentorship, Dick honed his skills as a fighter, detective, and tactician, becoming one of the most capable protégés in comic history. Eventually, he stepped out of Batman's shadow to forge his own path as Nightwing, adopting a new identity that showcased his growth into a mature, independent hero. Beyond his solo endeavors, Dick has been a founding member of the Teen Titans and a valuable ally to the Justice League, demonstrating his leadership and unwavering dedication to protecting others. Red Hood, originally Jason Todd, is one of the most complex and conflicted characters in the DC Comics universe. As the second Robin, Jason Todd served as Batman's partner, but his life was tragically cut short when the Joker brutally murdered him. However, Jason was later resurrected, and his return was marked by a deep sense of anger and betrayal. Disillusioned with Batman for not avenging his death, Jason turned against his former mentor, rejecting the principles that had once defined him. His resurrection not only changed him physically, but also emotionally, as he sought to carve out his own path, rejecting Batman's ideals in favor of more extreme methods. Taking on the identity of Red Hood, Jason Todd embraces a darker, more violent approach to crime fighting. Green Arrow, also known as Oliver Queen, is a vigilante whose journey from spoiled playboy to iconic hero is one of the most compelling transformations in DC Comics. Originally a wealthy businessman with a carefree attitude, Oliver's life changed dramatically when he was stranded on a desert island after a shipwreck. During his years of isolation, Oliver had to rely on his wit and resourcefulness to survive, ultimately training himself to become a master archer. This experience not only shaped his skills, but also his character, as he learned the true meaning of survival and responsibility. When Oliver finally returned to Star City, he adopted the persona of Green Arrow and used his newfound abilities to fight crime and corruption. Batman, one of the greatest and most iconic heroes in DC Comics, is a figure shaped by tragedy and driven by an unwavering commitment to justice. After witnessing the murder of his parents as a child, Bruce Wayne vowed to rid Gotham City of crime. Over the years, he has faced some of the most dangerous and iconic villains in comic history, from the Joker to Two-Face, and has amassed countless enemies in the process. Despite his success in protecting Gotham, Batman constantly battles an inner conflict, struggling to avoid becoming the very thing he fights against, someone consumed by vengeance and hatred. This internal struggle is a defining characteristic of Batman's character. While he uses fear, intimidation, and his incredible intellect to combat crime, his methods can sometimes cross into morally gray areas. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the world of DC Comics' most iconic vigilantes. We've explored the complex and sometimes dark motivations behind characters like Batman, Rorschach, and Nightwing, each driven by their own sense of justice, but always walking that fine line between heroism and moral ambiguity. It's been a fascinating ride, and we hope you enjoyed diving into these powerful stories with us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more content about the heroes, villains, and everything in between that make the DC universe so captivating. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to bringing you even more exciting discussions in the future. Stay heroic, and we'll see you next time.